Ooh, I am excited. But to be honest, I'm a little bit wary as well. Yes, as promised several weeks ago, the AEROSMITH YUNGBLUD collaboration EP has finally been released. Yes! I've been waiting for this for quite a few weeks now. And I have to listen to this particular track, Back in the Saddle. The opening track to my favourite AEROSMITH album, and one of my favourite albums from the 1970s. And yeah, I'm really excited to listen to this track, because the original is so bloody good. But on the flip side of that, I'm also a little bit cautious because, yeah, I just don't want this new version to be, well, how can I put it? Crap? Yeah, I got to say it as it is, really. I really don't want it to be. But I'm pretty certain it's not going to be. Pretty certain. Because A, Steven Tyler and Joe Perry are involved, and I've listened to a few Youngblood tracks now, and I've been impressed with him, man. I mean, even that last reaction that I did, which was his cover of Kiss's I Was Made for Loving You, it was really good. So I'm less fearful about it now because I've heard more Youngblood. So I am feeling a bit excited about this. So, without too much ado, let's do this. Alrighty. It does sound a bit different. Not bad though. Oh yes. Cool, man. That's Youngblood. Oh, I'm liking this. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. In that very short space of time, yes, it's Back in the Saddle, and yes, it's different, but also it stays with the original as well. That beginning section was actually was much shorter than the original, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think parts of this are the original AEROSMITH recording. I'm pretty certain. I mean, I've heard it enough times, you know. But obviously there's like a new kind of dimension and layers, which are very cool, man, which I really like. I mean, the guitar layers, there's some extra stuff on there. But Steven Tyler's vocals, I'm pretty certain that's the original. Hey. Yeah. And just a quick note, Youngblood's vocals. They're good, man. Gravelly, emotion. I like that. Okay, let's carry on. Sorry. Okay. Gravelly. But echoing It's like he's shadowing the vocals. I think that's Steven Tyler's original. I'm certain it's the original vocal track. Whoa! It's already finished. Whoa! Firstly, man, I enjoyed that. That was cool. I really enjoyed that. It's a much shorter version than the original. So, for example, at the beginning, Steven Tyler, there's a slow build-up, and Steven Tyler's doing all this giddy up, and there was the sound of horses galloping in this version, but there's not much. Actually, I remember there was. I don't know whether it's one of these urban legends, but whether the sound effects of the original one was Steven Tyler clicking coconut shells together, a bit like the Monty Python movie, you know. I don't know whether that's true or not. But yeah, I think Steven Tyler, the main part is his original vocal track, I believe. And maybe Stephen and Joe have added extra layers to it. So maybe, you know, Stephen's added extra to it. I mean, definitely, I would assume the extra guitar layers Joe Perry's contributed to as well, right? Must be. And I think it sounds fantastic, man. It doesn't degrade the original. It doesn't spoil the original. It's really, really cool. I mean, I'm really happy that it's like that. And Youngblood, he has one of the earlier verses, but after that, it seems like his vocals are coming in almost like he's shadowing Steven Tyler's lines, or like echoing it, which is actually is a really nice way of doing it, rather than just switching from one to the other. He's kind of following up what Steven's singing, and then he's coming out with, you know, like an echo, if you know what I mean. And actually thinking about, because I said about the original track of Steven's vocals, it reminds me of, I did a Judas Priest reaction. They did a version of War Pigs, Black Sabbath's War Pigs, and they did the same thing, where they used Ozzy Osbourne's original Paranoid vocal sessions from 1970 and put that into their version. And that also worked really well. I mean, it's done differently in the way that they put it together, but it's that kind of thing. But I really like that, man. Youngblood's vocals on this are great. That gravelly emotion is just perfect for it. It really is. And I think that's such a virtue to have when you're singing rock and roll, that emotion. Because to me, that's, especially for this kind of hard rock bluesy sound, I think it really works well. I have to say, Back in the Saddle, the song, it has one of my favourite rock and roll lyrics in it. You know, when it's at the beginning when Stephen sings about the Crazy Horse Saloon and Suki Jones, you know, which I don't know the backstory. I mean, obviously it's a woman. Maybe there's a backstory behind it that I'm unaware of. But a funny story for you. The ex-Guns N' Roses drummer, Steven Adler, actually named one of his bands Suki Jones because he loved this track so much. But I mean, this whole period of Aerosmith was a huge influence on so many of the big stars that came through in the 80s. And I'm not just talking about like Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue and that whole Sunset Boulevard scene. But even like James Hetfield from Metallica has gone on record and said, yeah, Rocks was one of my go-to albums, you know. So any Youngblood fans out there who really want to get into rock and roll because you followed Youngblood and now you're following his trajectory into the rock scene, check out Aerosmith Rocks. Maybe it takes a while for you to get into, because maybe rock is new to you, I don't know. But listen to it, because it's such a great foundation to become familiar with rock and roll, man. I'm just so happy that this track hasn't lost any of its... Does that make sense? Sometimes just... It's that feeling you have with rock and roll, which is why I love the music so much. But sometimes you can't even put it into words, you know what I mean? It's just so cool. I mean, Steven Tyler's voice has always been amazing on this track. And then chuck in that raw emotion of Youngblood, which is a great mix. And yeah, you've got the utter amazing coolness of Joe Perry. Come on. Yes. And on the subject of Joe Perry, a little bit of a fact for you. But the original Back in the Saddle, I think Joe played a 6-string bass on it. So, which obviously is in this new version as well. But yeah, man, that didn't disappoint at all. Far from it. That was great. I really enjoyed that. So, I will be looking at more tracks from this new EP, but I had to go to this one first because it's such an important track in terms of the history of rock, in my opinion, and also for me personally, I just love it. So I had to do this one first, but we will do, you know, more of them as well. So yeah, great. That was cool.